These past few days, I just haven't been in the mood for any particular game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what do I want to play? I'm like, God, I just wish Final Fantasy was actually playable. Seems like it'd
I
be
mean,
interesting
I've
to play.
wanted to play Ready or Not mostly for the most, but then I'm like, I probably shouldn't play like 40 hours of Ready or Not in 1 week because that'll really make it burn out. 3 streams in a year of this game, new record. Actually, this is the 7th? This is the 7th of this year.
Yeah, I've mainly had the game in the session as yesterday and today. And so when you sent me, hey, what game should you play? I was like, oh fuck. I really don't know.
Even better. There have been more streams of this game this year than there have been of Hyper Dragon Ball Z. Let that sink in.
No, it's rude.
Did my trees die? My trees are dead. My trees are dead.
I mean, obviously, my trees are also dead. I also already gave them a bit of water, but I'm not sure what you were expecting.
Oh, I mean, it's not like we haven't played this in a month. We played it like 2 weeks ago. God damn, I have to uproot all these trees.
You can't just water them again?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. Would have known that I just waste 1 gag. It's fine.
I just watered them in the hopes that it...
I think you have to restart.
I don't wanna.
Well, you gotta, I'm afraid. Apparently I got snowballs. Do you have balls?
I don't know. No, I don't have snowballs.
After a while, crocodile. Who let that sink in? Who?
I'm trying to find double talkers to kill.
Jesus, it just mirrors my chat fucking huge. What the fuck happened? Why does it look so big?
Double talk. Get ready for a double take.
Double takey. I need... Wait, what are double talkers again? They are...
Lawbots.
Lawbots.
As are legal eagles, but I need the double talkers in Daisy Garden, so I can't just go to the lawbot hideout, sadly. The legal eagles can be anywhere, so I'm gonna go get that one in the area if I can.
Thoughts on Disney? Disney can, for the most part, go fuck themselves.
Disney the company, big dookie.
Disney the company,
Disney,
big dookie.
The shows and stuff they make, pretty cool.
They're pretty good.
Overall.
I hate them actually being pretty good. Also, I need a 3+ story cog building.
We should go do that. It's like that that image of devastating person you hate just made a good point. That's pretty much how it is with Disney.
Yeah. Devastating. Person you hate the most made a good show. So we are looking for a Lawbot building. That's 3 stars. Speaking of shows, Book of Boba Fett started. I did see that, and I've seen that people are saying it's not very good. So, oops.
Well, you and I are currently watching Daredevil.
Yeah. We're watching the 2015 Daredevil show.
Well, no, Daredevil show.
I heard that it apparently... Oh, I found one, by the way. I heard that it has too much fighting and not enough, like, talking.
Not enough Bobby. I'll be there in a second.
I feel visibly becoming a bit of you.
It's not exactly the vibe this game is going for most of the time, I think.
There's like 2 or 3 fight scenes. Well, I mean, to be fair, if you're infiltrating Jabba's palace and trying to take it over, I'd imagine you would get into a few scuffles. Is this game taking place in an occupied country in the middle of World War II?
No, this is World War One.
Yeah, this is World War One.
We're actively fighting the invasion. We're not occupied yet.
It boils down to their shown Boba's face. Oh no, he already owns the place. We'll watch it at some point soon and have a look.
And then we'll publicly tell you how shit it is. Just like Hawkeye, which started out real shit.
Okay, for real, Hawkeye is actually genuinely one of the worst shows I've ever seen. No joke.
I don't think the entire show is garbage. I think the last few episodes are okay-ish.
The last few episodes,
But man, the first 2 are so stinky.
we should have not risked it. Since this is the 3-star. Yeah, what's it called? I mean, if they attack you, it's fine. It's me, okay. I mean, 2 damage is nothing.
2 whole damage.
Yeah, Hawkeye, like the first 2 episodes, they're like actual human garbage. Like actual fecal matter.
For the record, we started watching when there were already 4 episodes out. We watched the first 2, and then I just didn't feel like watching more for like a week because it just left such a sour taste in my mouth.
It is actually dreadful. It's a show that makes 0 sense, plot-wise. All the characters have like nonsensical opinions and assumptions.
There was like some pretty neat scenes, and for example, the scene where Kate is like writing down what Clint's kid is saying on the phone. Those are nice scenes.
That happened in I'm pretty sure that happened in episode 3 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the show as a whole has some pretty good scenes. The episode 1 and 2 had funny scenes. As in scenes that make me laugh that shouldn't have made me laugh.
Also, for some reason they decided to make Hawkeye do really dumb, like... You know, I was mentioning this on the Ready or Not stream yesterday, but I hate it when Hollywood does the, like, using weapons recklessly bullshit. And then it works, and then it's like, oh, they're so cool! In reality, they're actually, like, lame as hell. But they do that with Hawkeye. They make him do a bunch of nonsensical shit that works. Like, firing behind him, and, like... A lot of it I can kind of accept, but...
At least he's done the... He's done the shooting arrows without looking before, because I think he did that in the first Avengers too.
I kind of wish they would just make him do cool stuff instead. Like, is there a reason we have to have that instead of him, like, threading arrows between really tight crevices or whatever, or...
I mean, stuff like shooting an arrow in the sky, and then shooting a pin particle arrow at it to make it fucking massive. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's not like the type of thing where if you miss, you just accidentally murdered your best friend. It's just, you know.
Can you just give Hawkeye a gun? I mean, he tries not to kill people. It's Marvel, and then he also plays.
Except for that one period.
Except for the the one period where he plays Ronin. You know.
And actually, somewhat related. I have lost a coin already because I was trying to do the coin throwing thing he showed Kate doing in the show.
Oh.
There's a coin somewhere in my room and I cannot find it anymore.
You know who I feel got shafted after Endgame? Who got shafted? Black Widow and Hawkeye, from what I heard with the Black Widow movie. I heard the Black Widow movie sucked and I didn't watch it.
Oh, but there's like one thing I actually liked in the movie.
I feel like the one good thing in that movie is carried over to Hawkeye instead.
Actually, no, there's a couple. There's like 3 things I like. Yelena was pretty cool.
You could survive one more beating.
I'll be honest, Yelena was a bit... I felt like she was a little much in Hawkeye, but I liked her in Black Widow. I also liked their dad in Black Widow. And I actually am like the only person on the planet that liked Taskmaster.
I think it's because Taskmaster's supposed to be like a massive Avengers level threat, like Thanos level. But he kind of gets shafted. I mean, in the comics, he's supposed to be pretty big.
I mean, yeah, but I think even in the comics, not that big of, not like Thanos level threat, but still, I mean, they also, it seemed like they made it in a way that it's possible that the Taskmaster in the movie wasn't the only Taskmaster, but also during her fight scenes, you could see moves that she took from other characters from Avengers, which I really like. Like you could, for example, there was a bit where she did the knife flip, the Winter Soldier did in The Winter Soldier. Do you remember that when he was fighting Cap? Stuff like that I actually really liked.
TLDR, Hawkeye awful. Except for like the last 3 episodes, which are like mediocre at best. They're like, okay.
I think one of the problems I have with the show is that, like,
oh, they fucking hate you, jeez.
Yeah, jeez. Like, Clint himself, like Hawkeye himself, is like, I need to fix this mess because I need to go home to my family on Christmas. I feel terrible about all of this and I just want it to be over, and Kate is just shitposting.
Yeah.
It's like, read the fucking room. He feels awful. Stop making your dumb jokes at him.
Yeah, Kate wasn't very likable the entire time. Almost like the entire series, actually.
Kate was likable if she was alone. Like if she hadn't been paired up with, if it was just Kate, I think it would have been better because it wasn't just such a stark contrast of this man does not want to be in the spotlight and just wants to go home for Christmas.
What a bizarre show. It's a shame because all the other Marvel shows so far have been pretty damn good. WandaVision, I mean...
Except for What If, which isn't bad, it's just not something we've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do want to watch... I do want to watch the episode with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, now that episode is actually canon, so... You know... Means I have a reason to watch it.
We can't know for sure yet, but I'm assuming it is from what I've seen other people say. I need...
That means what Taskmaster is. You just need to look at what you do and copy it to the smallest movement. Yeah, Taskmaster is really cool.
Taskmaster is a cool lad.
Loki is an actual 10 out of 10, by the way. It's actually incredible.
Loki was good, yes. WandaVision was also pretty good. Very creative show, that one.
When you want like a so far Marvel show tier list of like canon ones, it would be like, well, Loki in first place, then probably WandaVision, then probably something like Daredevil, because Daredevil's really good, and then, well, Captain Falcon, then Hawkeye.
Oh, right, I was thinking, like, which show am I forgetting? But yeah, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier is pretty good, except for being very average.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier is pretty good, except it's like
It's
for
like
a show.
it's like a definition of a B story.
Yeah, like for a show that is about the successor of Captain America, like the most famous hero, it feels very small and inconsequential. Like you'd expect the story about the next Captain America, you know, that's it's like the face of superheroes in general to be a bit bigger.
I mean, it has some really great moments and really big moments, but it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Hang on, what was that? 16 cogs in Minnie's Melody Land. Oh, I gotta do Minnie's Melody Land stuff. Alright, where'd I go for that? I gotta go here. By the way, the gap between Winter Soldier and Hawkeye is massive. It's like it's like that thing when you put like the arrows in there, like, you know, Loki arrow, WandaVision arrow, but then like put like 20 arrows between Winter Soldier and Hawkeye. You know, really show off that it's not anywhere close.
And it always sucks because I've seen a lot of praise for it online, and I always feel like, am I missing something in the show? Is there some hidden gem in there that you just haven't noticed? But I don't think there is.
No, I think it's just one of those situations where like people complain about Marvel fans like low standards, and I think this is genuinely one of those moments.
I think it might be a situation.
It's probably just like Clint Barton's so cool, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like we have not seen Hawkeye do basically anything this entire time, so we're just happy he's doing something.
Probably.
It's funny because the two of us have sort of the opposite thing that we had with Venom when that came out, where when Venom came out, the first one, both of us were like, this movie was really, really good. I really like this. And then we looked at reviews and it was like, garbage movie, throw it in the garbage can. It's like, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
What's up with that?
It's
and now
really
it's
good.
the opposite, where, you know. WandaVision I watched all the way through as I did with Loki. Didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, but that'll have to be on the back burner as I got so many other shows recommended, and some I'm gonna watch as some take a while. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is...
Hey, Mistake, how you doing?
As we said, it's not that big. It doesn't have many implications in universe.
I mean, if you've seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if you've seen the scene, you've seen all you need to see. Or I guess like two scenes in that show. You know, the ending scene and the the end of episode 4, which is like extremely good.
I saw a post somewhere and was like, why is episode 4 of all the Marvel shows so outstandingly good? And I can't remember what happened in every 4th episode, but I do know episode 4 was the one that you just alluded to. It's the really good scenes. So I was like, maybe there's something there. Maybe they are just biased towards 4. But then I had that in my mind while I was watching Hawkeye. And even with that in my mind, that I was like, okay, is episode 4 of Hawkeye also gonna be really good?
I mean, it's fucking jiggling.
I think that was the one with the massive arrows. I think that was the episode with the Pym arrow, but I'm not even sure. I
don't even count Hawkeye in that race. It's like what's the best turd in when you count episodes there?
Well,
what happened in Loki episode 4? Was that the multi Loki?
No, I think Loki episode 4 might have been the one with the train.
Wait,
Let me actually look it up.
the train. Wait.
I did see praise for the train episode when it came out.
I saw lots of negative stuff about the train episode in Loki. Loki episode 4 was when they got stranded on the planet. Oh, right. So the train, yeah, the train episode.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of negative stuff about that.
I actually saw a lot of people praise it because they really liked just all the interaction between Loki and Sylvie.
I actually saw the exact same thing, but as a criticism. So
that's pretty good. Let's see. Hawkeye episode 4 was.
Damn, what a Giga Chad heel. The Nexus event. Man, I love Loki. They sound like South Park characters. Yeah, Mistake, you should download this. It's fun. It's a quirky video game. Get brapped? You're downloading Leany Boog right now. Good. I'll get to watch you play that. So you can stream it.
What other episode 4 am I? WandaVision.
That was...
In an article I just watched, they mentioned that episode 5 of these shows tends to be crazy. Let's see.
First when they get captured and everything gets revealed.
Episode 4 is the one where Monica Rambeau, or her backstory got shown. And yeah, and when they start sending shit into the barrier, which was sort of a big development in the show itself. So I can see why.
You were more excited for Loki than WandaVision. I mean, yeah. Same.
I'll be honest.
I don't know, Loki's like aesthetic style was just very good. Also, its ramifications for like the rest of the MCU was made like the future of the MCU actually exciting to think about.
After watching them, I'd say Loki was definitely more interesting, but beforehand, I was much more excited for WandaVision because Loki. I never really cared about Loki enough to have him be like the main character in anything.
I'm glad
like,
that the show actually kind of proved it.
Yeah,
it works.
For me, he was always just interesting as an antagonist or as a secondary character to other people. And even then, I mean, Loki wouldn't have worked as well without all the other characters. I still think he's not enough to just carry a show.
I think this kind of goes for any show. I don't think you can do a show with one character. And I don't mean that in like only one character in the show. I mean one character leading the charge. I mean, I guess, no, even then I was about to say, I guess with Berserk you could, but then I was like, no, but Berserk Guts has like the fairy and the whatchamacallit. The small little woman.
I think for me it's sort of a matter of how often they need to be interacting with the other characters in the like how obviously you can't just have one character because depending on the type of show, sometimes you just need a bit of a B plot or something, or sometimes you just need
I think you need walls to bounce off of when it comes to character development. You can't just have like a character bouncing against walls themselves. Because it gets really boring. Because then like there's no like structure if the character just progresses themselves constantly. And like a
I guess it's a thing of is the character interesting because they're interesting and also the side character happens to be interesting, or where I always felt with Loki was interesting only because of the people he's around, not on his own.
I actually still I thought that Loki was pretty interesting just in general. But I didn't think he could be a protagonist because he doesn't really... He could be an anti-hero. Which he is, anyway.
Yeah.
But then having like actually really good side characters was also just better as well.
But man, that shit where they pulled the old man Loki was fucking incredible. Boomer Loki.
Boomer Loki.
Literally best lad in the world.
Yeah, most Marvel shows, or the most modern Marvel shows, are pretty good. I like that they've all gone with the movie aesthetic. Because the one thing I hate about TV shows, especially when you compare them to movies, is they tend to have this really cheap aesthetic, which is really ugly, in my opinion. At least for the most part. Like, you know, the no black bars, the, like, really beefy shots. Like, Daredevil does this because it's an old Marvel show where it doesn't have black bars, and it's got these really beefy shots full of, like... I don't know, I think, like, having the black bars and having wider shots makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
It kind of it has more ramifications on the directing.
I'm just glad that for all the shitting Disney deserves, like, at least they've got infinite funding now, which is nice.
I mean, not really.
I mean, for the directors and whatever, I think it gives them a lot more room than if they weren't owned by the biggest fucking corporation in the universe.
I think probably the best part about Disney is the fact that they're actually making decent stuff. They're not just like Apple, where they're creating like fucking garbage.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think a part of that is because they just have the funding to be like, hey, hire whoever you want. Just hire any actor you're interested in.
Yeah.
And, like, get all the fucking budget you need. Which doesn't mean that a lower budget show can't be good. It's just, you know, it gives them a lot of options for how just making the show exactly as they want it to be.
I'm really excited to see what they do with Deadpool, though, considering that's one of the few X-Men characters they've actually said that they're doing something with definitively. Like, they're working on a script for a movie, an MCU movie. And I'm interested because they said that they're going to keep it rated R and super gory. I'm like, well, that's not something it's something you rarely do as Disney. So they must see it as like a boon, which is understandable considering that Deadpool 2, I think was, or no, the first Deadpool was like the most successful R-rated movie of all time.
Yeah. And then Deadpool 2 and Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan was R-rated too, I think. Both of those just made big money. So they were like, hey, maybe R-rated movies can actually work. And I understand why they would have been more apprehensive in the past, because there was a time where the perception of, oh, it's a superhero thing, it's for children, although wrong, was still very like prominent.
Honestly, I think the stigma of it's for children equals bad or lesser is just like a general stigma that's wrong anyway. Considering like Legos for children, Legos fucking slap.
I mean, regardless of if the stigma is it's for children, therefore it's bad. It's in general just like if they think, oh, this is something for children, that automatically like cuts your target audience in like a third, which is why a company, I can imagine, would rather be like, you know what? No, we're not producing children's content amidst, and especially if you make children's content but R-rated, where it's like, okay, so we have a target audience, we're
Yeah.
just gonna prevent 90% of that target audience from even seeing the movie, then you're just sort of like double fucking yourself.
Yeah.
And again, that isn't an accurate perception, but it was pretty common for a while, so I understand.
I mean, for the most part, I think Disney likes keeping their things like PG-13 primarily so they can intertwine it all. Like, for example, it's going to be super jarring if, like, in the future we get, Deadpool gets, like, a third movie and it's R-rated and it's in the MCU and it has a bunch of references to Thanos and etc. and, the general Deadpool stuff. And then, like, we get a Spider-Man Deadpool movie and then Deadpool can't do, like, anything. You know? Because, Deadpool has guns, Deadpool has swords. He literally cannot attack anyone. Like, he could, but he's gonna have to find some bullshit, like, kind of like Natasha, where he's gonna have to find some bullshit way of not harming people.
I mean, in the Deadpool and Spidey team-up comics, it's also sort of a thing where Spidey comes like, don't you fucking dare kill anyone here.
Well, I suppose it could work, because Spider-Man could stop him.
Like, Deadpool wants to work with Spider-Man, and if Spider-Man's just like, I'm not doing this if you're gonna be murdering people, then that kind of makes him, makes it hard for him.
And Deadpool's like, yes, honey.
I mean, yeah, pretty much literally what you would say.
God, Ryan Reynolds. I'm so glad that Ryan Reynolds managed to crawl out of the abyss that was the original Deadpool. And he was like, dude, I don't care if my Deadpool was garbage, make me play him again. See what happens. And then he played him again, and then... Try me. Oh, it's such a shame, because he actually showed genuine care for Deadpool. I remember when the original Deadpool movie was first coming out, and Ryan Reynolds was talking about finally getting to play like an comic accurate Deadpool, and he was genuinely over the moon about it. Like, he was the most excited person about it in the history of the world.
And I felt so good for him when, because at first there was only like the little CGI preview reel that wasn't even intended to be an actual movie, but it was just sort of a demo reel.
Yeah.
And people were so fucking excited about it that they actually just sort of pushed the company to make it.
Yeah.
It must feel great for Ryan Reynolds to not only have sort of the support to be like, hey, please make this movie, but then also to have the movie turn out really good and be really well liked.
Yeah.
I think that just seems like such a nice turnaround for him.
Yeah, it's just really nice to get like a great comic accurate Deadpool, and especially the actor who is super interested in playing them.
Yeah.
And actually seems to care about the source material and reads it, and like genuinely the most disappointed person when the original X-Men Deadpool happened was probably Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Also, I still can't get over how hilariously backwards the original Deadpool was. Like, it's
like
baffling.
literally opposite of Deadpool.
Like, I don't understand how that happens.
I don't understand how... Like, surely they had some input from someone at Marvel. And, like, I don't understand how anyone who even looks at who even just looks at, like, memes about the character would be like, yeah, we're gonna show his mouth shut. This makes sense, right? We're gonna get, like, one of the talkiest characters, and we're just gonna fucking make him not be able to speak. Yeah.
It is,
this is
so dumb.
My big director dick tells me this is smart.
It's almost
I
like
don't think that decision was made with the brain.
I mean, yeah, it's almost like taking Spider-Man and making him a murderous psychopath who makes a suit specifically so he doesn't get caught for doing crimes. Amazing Spider-Man 1. I said to Bipin, we should watch the older Spider-Man movies again, since I haven't seen them in a really long time, actually, like 10 years. And I am not looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man ones. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Andrew Garfield. No Way Home spoilers, by the way. We're here right now.
Yes. I mean, I've always... Whenever I look at Spider-Man discussions online, the one thing I don't agree with is that Tobey's movies are like the best and he's so incredible. I'm not that big of a fan of Tobey's movie, but I always saw a lot, like, even while people were saying like, yeah, okay, Amazing Spider-Man movies, big stinky, people are always like, but man, the web swinging scenes were so good though. It's like, yeah, that did look really good. And also, like, the opening scene to Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think it was, where...
Oh, it's so good.
He's jumping off the building and you can see all the ripples in his suit. It's so good.
I still think that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is probably the best Spider-Man movie suit. Because it is, like, incredible. It does the exact opposite of what they wanted to do with Tom Holland's suit. Where Tom Holland's suit is, spoiler, 100% CGI. But, and like, it doesn't look real, Tom Holland's suit. It never does, and that's because it rarely is. And, it so
sucks
sad.
that they have the suit.
Yeah.
They have it physically, and they have an actor. Like, they have a non-stuntman actor who can do most of the stunts, and I just don't understand why the director, regardless of the quality of the movies, just make that awful fucking decision.
Yeah,
like,
like,
this would be constantly CGI.
I don't understand why they do it. It's so frustrating. Like, I saw a lot of comments from Tom being like, hey, I don't really want to play Spider-Man anymore, to be honest. And I'm like, I kind of understand where he's coming from, because he doesn't really get to, like, none of the shit he does gets seen.
Yeah. And I still think there is an extent to which, I mean, I'm sure his feelings are real in terms of that he's, I mean, I think the one thing he said was like, I don't want to be playing Spider-Man when I'm 30, which is understandable, and I can see that, but there's also, I think there were some other interviews where it seemed very contrary to stuff he said like a week before, and the way he's been playing the character or whatever, where it might just be him trying to get more money out of Sony. Yeah. Which, fair. I do think he's kind of annoyed at the whole CGI thing.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more and more prominent. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3 was not that good. You know, they did that exact same thing with the god-awful Green Lantern movie. Yeah. I mean, I think, look at the Green Lantern movie, and you'll see, like, CGI suits don't really work. At least when you go for, like, full CG.
Yeah, real quick. Legal Eagles are lawbots, right?
I mean, it's because they're legal, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming so, but I'm here in Lawbot HQ and I'm not seeing any of them. But
I think it's the only one I don't have.
It's same. I also have that gap there. But I can understand the CGI suits in situations like when he has the like Iron Spider claws in his back.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's not a stunt you can actually do because that doesn't really work. So just use CGI suits for that. But when you have behind the scenes footage of him jumping onto a moving car, and you have like a shot of him in the movie jumping onto a moving car, use the actual shot you got of him doing it.
Okay, so this isn't a spoiler for No Way Home, but I'm going to use No Way Home as an example here. In the trailer for No Way Home, one of the most recent ones where they show off the Green Goblin and his first appearance when he comes in from the smoke, he is 100% CGI, and he looks fucking awful, in my opinion. I think he looks actually dreadful. He looks so clearly CGI that it doesn't take me out of it, but it makes me go, dude, you could literally just suspend William Dafoe and do that physically.
You could literally just put Willem Dafoe in a green hoodie and it'd be fine. Like a green hoodie and jeans, and it would be incredible.
like, they didn't actually. It seems that they didn't actually make the suit for William Dafoe, because every single time we saw every single time we see the mask, it's CGI. So they clearly didn't make the Green Goblin suit. Although saying that, Tom Holland is also 90% CGI, and they made the suit for that. So.
Oh, this is like super out there. I saw an article like yesterday or so about Willem Dafoe having a massive penis.
I bet.
Like, I don't know in what movie this context was or how real this was, but suppose in that article they were talking about an interview with a director who said that he had like a shockingly big penis, as in everyone who saw it was surprised, and they had to have a stand-in penis because his own one was too like shockingly big to use on TV. Like that sounds so absurd, and like I can totally imagine it happening, but also, in what movie did they need to show his cock off? Right? Like, what movie did they have where they needed to show his penis, but also couldn't handle it being so grossly oversized and needed a stunt double just for his penis?
The green schlong, the goblin gong.
The goblin gobbler.
The goblin gobbler! That's the one. I need to buy Gaggy. I just need cogs in Minnie's Melody Land.
I'm here in fucking Lobble HQ and there's no legal eagles. What the fuck am I doing wrong? How do I fix this?
You could just go to Google real quick and search legal eagle and you could find one. I mean, legal eagle Toontown, because legal eagles are a real thing. You know, Toontown is based on real events. The suits were CGI and it looked fucking garbage. Oh, that's already that's a message that's been there for a while. I mean, we've been talking about CGI suits for a while, so. It's a statement that doesn't get any less true.
They're among one of the building-only cogs that appear in cog buildings and can be found extensively in facilities and lobby. So buildings. You needed buildings.
I need
buildings.
I need 23 plus level cogs anywhere and in Minnie's Melody Land.
Well, then get on finding a building and do it in an invaded area if you can, so we can...
No, because then you won't get legal eagles.
Fair, actually, good point. I'm dumb.
Unless there's a legal eagle thing going on right now. Wow, there's no fucking invasions almost. Okay, so for Christmas, I actually... This is coming out of nowhere. I got was given an ice crusher. Which is interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, this is one of those things that I didn't know that I would want, and I don't know if I still do, but it's cool. Not in like a rude way. It's like it's a cool thing, but then I used it for the first time today, and I was like, you know what, this is actually really cool because you can make some really cheap and quote-unquote healthy desserts from this, where you just grind up a whole bunch of ice into what is effectively snow, and then you just put in like a syrup inside, and it dyes the entire thing, and you have this like semi-crunchy, sweet, syrupy dessert. Which is kind of neat. Let's see, you need lawbots, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
You're not gonna find any in here. But it's a really neat thing. And I'm still trying to figure out if there's any more uses for it than that. I mean, I guess you could like sprinkle ice on top of things, or
just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. I tried putting ice into my my bottle I usually have my soda in. I ended up spilling the entire jug on the floor.
Have you tried pouring a bit of Dr. Pepper over the ice, over the shaved ice?
Holy shit, that's a good idea. Yo, there's a party going on in here?
Oh, also, I know this is like just calling back onto the fact that we were talking about Marvel properties like 10 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, maybe, at most. One thing this is back to the shows again. One thing I've seen a lot is people like Daredevil fans were really looking forward to what's it called, Moon Knight. And they're hoping that Disney's gonna take a similar approach to that show as Daredevil has, where it's like very dark and like very gritty compared to the other shows. Which
I found a 2-star
there
love
was
up.
I will be there in a second. There was one clipper of Moon Knight that was leaked where it's just or shown or released, I don't fucking know, where it's just him beating on some dude. If you were like, man, this definitely feels like it could be in Daredevil.
Man,
Because it was just him beating a dude who was on the ground. It's like, sure, fair enough.
Marvel are going to tease the shit out of Daredevil until it's gonna be like Metroid. It's like, oh, you want Daredevil? We don't know if you truly want Daredevil. So here, watch a show that isn't Daredevil, and hopefully that'll show interest.
I just hope he does. Like, assuming he is really in She-Hulk, which I'm assuming he is. I just really hope he actually has a significant role. Because man, that would. I just really like Charlie Cox.
Yeah, I too really love Jesse Cox.
I think I already told you at someone, but he mentioned that if they were going to that if Marvel would ever hire another actor for a Daredevil, Charlie Cox would go over and fight them in the suit.
I hope so, because he's a damn good Daredevil.
I would honestly really like to see him just suit up and go fucking fight another actor.
Hey, look at that. He's the boss.
Giga Chad. I did get really happy when what's it called? Kevin Feige made the video where he's like, if we're having Daredevil, it's gonna be Charlie Cox. I was like, yeah, okay, fucking thank God.
Thankfully.
Like even if that's followed up with like, we're also not having Daredevil for the next 24 years. I mean, okay, that'd be a bit excessive, but even if they're like, the next 2 years is not gonna be anything Daredevil, it'd still be like, okay, at least I know that it's gonna be Charlie Cox again. That it puts me at ease.
Yeah, Daredevil seemed pretty good. Get
just
blasted, nerd.
The common theory has also just been that like Daredevil was probably just dead for 5 years.
Oh,
like most people were.
That actually is a good idea, or a good thing they could say.
Yeah, because it just makes it. They have such a convenient excuse now to have people just not been in the. To just have people not have shown up for a long time because, well, they were dead for 5 years, so they haven't done anything yet for a long time.
Y'all ever sneeze, disappear, and then you're in a different fucking timeline?
I do wonder what they're gonna do with the other MCU or the other Netflix show characters. Like, to what extent are they bringing them back? Because, I mean, Daredevil has been hinted at enough.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Daredevil has been hinted at and talked about enough that he's coming back, right? But, like, I wouldn't mind. Punisher would be fine by me coming back because John Bernthal is a good Punisher, and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are interesting, but I don't see how they would fit into the greater MCU, honestly.
Yeah.
They do feel a bit too small-time street hero. And Iron Fist just
is boring.
I was a big proponent of like, oh, you know, he probably just got like a shit script and a shit director to work with, and then there was an article where it's like, oh, by the way, the actor just didn't want to fucking practice his fight scenes.
Oh.
He refused to practice his choreography, and I was like, well, that ruins my hope for him.
I think
Kind of quirky being
Kinda
an actor
quirky.
and just refusing to do your acting.
yeah.
Interesting way to go about it.
And then being the Chad Tom Holland doing your acting and having it all replaced by CGI anyway.
Yeah, just for no fucking reason, but doing it anyway because you want to just be Spider-Man. 'Cause who wouldn't? Are you gonna
Reggie-
rename this fall to movie podcast, by the way?
I mean, this has been the Marvel stream so far. We're just talking about
Yeah.
Marvel shit.
What other shows do we know are happening at the moment?
Marvel shows?
Like we know there's Marvel shows. So we know they're doing She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. Is there anything else?
Not that I remember.
No, hold on. I know there is more because I know there was one I wasn't really interested in. Marvel TV shows upcoming. I cannot type, but Google will fix it. Let's see. Okay, so currently what I'm seeing is like the Google auto results are Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, I Am Groot, Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and Guardians of the Galaxy
fucking-
Holiday Special.
Fucking what now?
I don't know.
This is the 1980s?
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is animated. Wait, I think I've read about this character before. Very wacky. I Am Groot is also an animated show.
When did they bring in the one magic character into the MCU?
Which magic character?
Also I found a 3-star.
Let me buy some shit.
Oh, I should also heal, actually. It's in the...
wait.
yeah. Oh, no, never mind. I just went back.
Wait until I teleport. Oh, never mind. Okay.
It's in the Donald Docks one. Or the Donald's Dreamland. I think if the show is animated, I'm significantly less interested. Kind of. For the most part.
Yeah, to an extent, I agree. Let's see. Marvel Television.
Where are all the Heelys at? There's one.
So, oh, right, there's also... Okay, so the upcoming shows are Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Miss Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Ironheart, which I'm looking forward to, Armor Wars, Untitled Wakanda series, Untitled Halloween Special, Loki Season 2, What If Season 2, Echo, Agatha House of Harkness, Spider-Man Freshman Year, Marvel Zombies.
Spider-Man Freshman Year?
It's an animated one.
Oh.
It was a prequel show. Prequel to the movies.
Oh.
Like, origin story kind of thing, I guess. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to go to the HQ.
The HQ? I found another 3-star one.
We'll be there in a moment.
Man,
Yeah,
they're oversaturating the shit out of Marvel right now.
I mean, these are very spread out, you know. I'm looking forward to a lot of them though because these are. Hold on.
Spider-Man, see Uncle Ben die again.
Oh. I didn't actually get the thing I needed from the Legal Eagle.
Oh.
Epic.
Well, it's a good thing I found another Lawbot one again.
Yeah, a lot of the during the relatively short period where I was actually reading comics, was when they were sort of doing the bringing in younger characters thing,
Yeah.
younger replacements, and I really liked most of them. So I'm looking forward to all the shows where they do that, like Ironheart and Miss Marvel.
Hmm.
I'm a bit skeptical about Miss Marvel because in like the one teaser they showed, her embiggening powers are like more like she's like making a big energy fist instead of making her own fist big. And I can see why, because giving a human oversized hands, for example,
I think
it's like the type of CGI that just doesn't look very good. So I can see why they would go about it like that, but also it feels a bit weird to have her powers change like that.
Yeah, I think it's also primarily because, well, I mean, you're kind of right, but animating flesh is fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of, like... Yeah.
It wouldn't look right. When it comes down, it just wouldn't look as good. And I'm sure they've tried. I'm sure they didn't go into the show with like, oh, we're gonna change the way our powers look. I'm sure they tried making it flashy and it just didn't work.
Yeah, so just make it magic-y looking. Yeah, I was meaning the magic character I was referring to was the one you were excited about. Or you liked, and I can't remember what they were called, but they were female and they did funky things. Who do we kill here? Probably bloodsuckers, maybe? We should probably try and nuke one of them.
You mean the one magical lady I've mentioned at some point that has the funky staff where she needs to say it, or where she can like say a word and have that effect happen, but she can only use each word once?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see her in the MCU, but it would be cool. I just think it's such a neat concept of a power, where she just has to just learn words in a bunch of languages to get the effects, so she can use them again.
I think it would mainly be a problem because they would have to remember every single word she's used. And they couldn't...
I mean, beyond that, it's like a very limited character in terms of how long can you use that character before you just have to like start doing the dumbest fucking shit to have her be able to do anything in any situation.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that they're... Hey. Oh, I'm assuming that like if they were gonna go with something like, oh, she needs heal, she can just she can just have like 10 different versions of heal, and I doubt you'll need that many in the MCU. You know?
True. Yeah, Moon Knight is gonna be really interesting to see. I agree. But yeah, I mean, heal was actually an example in the comic of her I've read where it's like I think she mentioned when she used it, like, yeah, heal is a tough one. Heal is the one she knew in the most languages because she was like, this is like the most important spell I could know, and also probably one of the ones you'll run out of the fastest. Yeah, because there's a million ways to attack, but when it comes down to healing, that cuts out very, very fast.
You know who's gonna be interesting to see? Moon Knight. Did you know that the OST for Toontown Online was made by the same guy who made the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack? Let's just... Yeah, I'm gonna say let's just nuke him. Oh my god, we're dead.
Or Legal Eagle.
Oh, they don't get a turn, though. I mean, a lot of... You'd be surprised of a lot of soundtracks or composers. Mick Gordon, the composer of Doom and Doom Eternal, did Viva Pinata before, Let's do left, I guess, I think.
I hope I don't die.
Oh! Well,
no death. Oof.
Attack me! Attack me! Me! Oh, it's the devil.
No.
Oh, it's me. Okay.
It's fine. You think my horn could kill the left one and deal some damage to the right one? 10 damage?
Yeah, I think that will kill. If it hits. Oh, the Giga Heal.
It was a good heal. I appreciate it. You jinxed it! You piece of shit. You shouldn't have said anything.
I am... yeah, attack you.
I'm 4 HP. I'm gonna water shit left, dude.
But, you know,
17.
composers do get around. Let's go. You're going to perish? Nah. Unless Legal Eagle decides to, like, actually nuke the building. Don't hit me. Nice. See? We're good. I guess we should try and combine kill him as fast as possible.
Either we do that, or you go with a stun attempt. That's a bit risky.
I think we should just try and nuke him, probably. This isn't gonna kill him, but it's gonna get close. Yeah. And I think I can survive one? Oh, never mind. Get nuked.
Piss mode.
You maybe should have done a
Miss.
different thing there. Just in case, because if one misses, then... But hey, we did it.
Swear to God, if I still don't get it, I'm gonna cry.
I'm gaming! Did you get it? Let's go. Yes, you got it. Damn, wait, I had to get that?
No.
I mean, I've got the key to Daisy Gardens, so...
No, I got that.
No, I have had it before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe the quest was for a different lad for you.
Yeah, maybe a different, big boy. See, we got this. Restart buildings are easy.
Ooh, the game is just too easy.
The game is just too easy. Let's see. I would like more
There's
ice
a
cream.
character here named Little Black Kitten. I don't like that.
I mean, it's fine. Are they a black cat, though?
No, I cannot find them.
At least then it would fit.
Where are they?
Been playing some of that Warframe lately? There's a reason I wasn't playing Warframe and I forgot about it. Not that it was
I've played
grindy.
Warframe. I've tried to play Warframe multiple times, and every time I reached a point where the grind was not interesting enough for me anymore. Then I reached that point very fast, so I never really cared much for the game. I mean, I think it's cool. It's just not for me in terms of progression. Gameplay itself is pretty fun.
Man, I can't believe Monster Hunter Rise releases in 2 weeks. I also like grinding.
I don't mind grinding in general. It's just that the Warframe grind didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I really like grinding in most games. I'm usually a pretty big egghead. You mind?
You're a pretty big egghead?
Yeah. I actually really like grinding in most games for shit. Like in Destiny or Monster Hunter or any other game that requires like playing the game a bajillion times.
I need 2 buildings.
Some of the frames low-key kind of hot.
I haven't seen enough of them to judge, but I can imagine.
I mean, if people are
And yeah,
calling if people are able to call the FNAF animatronics hot, then they can. I'm sure that biomechanical warframes are just as viable.
I mean, and the grindy games are generally a lot better to either to play with other people or to play with something else in the background.
That's true.
It makes it a lot more fun to just sort of have this activity where you. It's not necessarily like something you don't need to think about, but it's something that doesn't really require any thought outside of just doing your combat loop, which is nice.
Yeah, I do quite like those types of games. I mean, I don't like them when they're like too simple. Also, what type of buildings do you need?
Cog buildings.
Any star, any level?
2 cog buildings.
Oh, you're on that
all the
quest.
requirements.
Okay, yeah, that one's gonna ramp up.
I'm on that quest.
Yeah, you're on that quest.
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm at a 2-star building.
Are you in an invaded district?
Oh yeah, we could do an invaded district since you don't need any specific cog.
Yeah, I would prefer that in terms of.
I was thinking of micromanagers or glad handlers. And I think micromanagers are less dangerous.
Sounds fine to me.
What other super grindy games are there? Oh, one of the reasons I really like grindy games as well is because I can play them off stream without really like feeling that the stream is missing something. Like with Monster Hunter, I can kind of just when Monster Hunter releases on PC in 2 weeks, I can just play that game whenever and stream it whenever because I've already streamed the entire story mode once. So I don't actually need to focus too much on that. I found a 2-star.
I will be there. I asked a friend today to play Dota, and they were like, "No, I'm busy farming stuff in Monster Hunter World," and I was like, "Dude, Rise comes out in 2 weeks. Are you still farming stuff in World?"
I'm gonna go get gags. I forgot to buy.
Understandable.
You like to play grinding games because you're just on a call with your fiance like all day, every day anyway, so you can just talk about random shit. But also music and stuff is good whilst playing. Yeah. You know, it's games that require thinking, but they don't require, like, keeping track, in a sense. It's not the same as being focused, but it's like keeping track. Like, you know, you can't play Inscription while listening to music, or you can't play Inscription while... I mean, you could, while in a call with other people. You kind of gotta focus on... Well, kind of focus on the story on that. A little bit. A tiny bit. Not totally, but...
It's like I'm playing Tales of Arise currently, and it's most of the time I can't have anything in the background because I'm looking at story and I'm just trying to follow the story along, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna do some random side quest and farm a bit, and then I just pop a video in the background because then the amount of stuff I need to memorize, like actually need to absorb in me, is gone.
I think one of the
there's been times where some friends and I are just hanging out in Discord, and then we were all just playing various games, and it's all just grindy nonsense because if we're all playing different games, no one wants to be there and like actually have to try.
Yeah, I think probably the perfect example of a game we played fairly recently-ish, it's honestly a year ago, is Elite Dangerous. Like, that's a game you can put on, you need to focus on because it's like you're managing a ship and shit like that, and you got to make sure you don't run into suns. But it's not so difficult that you can't have something on in the background. Whenever I'm playing Elite Dangerous, I typically
Elite Dangerous is one of those games where, in theory, it would be great to have something in the background, except if I'm gonna be playing Elite Dangerous, I'm gonna be playing it in VR, so...
I mean, then I just have like open VR, open composite or something. Double lure reduces chances. Okay.
My lure is leveled 1. I have 1 point in lure, so I was just trying to steal a couple points here and there.
You go Back for Blood, as that was on end of the year sales. Back for Blood is pretty good, but the developer is kind of really shitting with that game right now.
Yeah, I don't like that they've released single-use cards and only like temporarily available cards.
So far, that game's on the way out for me. It's good high chance I'm not coming back.
I mean, I think we might be back if they
With an expansion,
like
probably.
do a new campaign.
Yeah.
That's and it's like I will hate on the fear of missing out stuff in Halo and stuff like that, and also a little bit in Back 4 Blood. They're going to be temporarily available cards, and then anytime a Dota Battle Pass comes out, I'll buy it. It's like, yeah, fuck you, FOMO games. Also, Dota, please give me more stuff. I like stuff.
People are hoping they really don't go the way of Outriders. What did Outriders do? Because I do not remember that video game.
What was Outriders even?
I think it was like an Anthem game, which is not something you should ever be. Oh, I didn't realize there were different levels. We should have gone for the right one.
That's fine. I wanted to go for the left so I could honk him to death. And then you can attack the right one and we'll be fine.
I can heal you, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heal you.
I only lost mine. I'm good.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're gonna listen to my comedy anyway.
What did the elephant say to her only child? Tusk, tusk.
They were that
Damn,
Destiny-style game done by Square Enix.
You just make me piss my pants laughing.
Yeah, piss your
Pay my
pants.
dry cleaners.
Get the fuck up, mommy! I pissed the bed.
Good video.
Owie, ouch. Ow. Die. Swoon. I love when sound misses. It's so funny.
It's so dumb.
They just do nothing.
In this world, you either piss in the shower or you shower in the piss. I'm gonna put it on my gravestone.
In this world, you either poop in the shower or poop in the piss. I am fucking dead.
No, you're not. Just don't die. It's that
Die.
simple.
Finally. That was probably overkill, but that's fine. EXP.
Just a little.
Man, I really wish Destiny would start being a good video game.
I just wish Final Fantasy XIV would be an available video game.
It's true, I do want to try it. It is ironic how the second that they were like, hey, the game is too good, we're getting too many players, we need to stop selling the game. I was like, now I want in. Like, what are you going to hide from me?
For me, it's been sort of a thing like, yeah, it's vaguely interested. And then you were like, yeah, I kind of want to play it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
I mean, the second the devs are like, hey, we're removing the game from sale because it's too good, I'm like, I'm getting in there.
And then I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if once it's available again, you're like, yeah, maybe.
Then I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't really want to play anymore. It's available now for everyone. Who cares?
If there's a 2-star here, by the way, Sellbot. If it's available, actually, I should go buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When it's available again, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say, hey, I have a way to get exclusive access. Just give me some money and I'll send you a key.
You know how I said, if it does come out in the next few days, I'm probably going to have to ask you to buy it for me because my card got blocked.
Oh, right, your camera.
No, my card got blocked.
Yeah, the camera store you were telling us earlier, you just couldn't buy anything.
Yeah, I couldn't buy anything.
And
it wasn't because my card got shitted on, or at least I initially thought. I was like, all right, something's going on. It's blocking this one specific purchase, but I was able to make other purchases. So I was like, okay, so what's happened? And turns out I phoned them today, and they're like, yeah, you bought like a lot of things in the span of 3 days, and it was like, it's Christmas.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
It's like, I'm buying gifts for friends. And they're like, yeah,
They're
well...
punishing you for buying them too late.
And they were like, well, yeah, but we blocked your card anyway because you bought like several $3 or £3 purchases. Oh, are you at the building, by the way?
No.
Okay. But yeah, they were like, we blocked your card because you were making too many purchases in such a short amount of time. I found another good building, by the way.
I'll be there in a moment.
And I was like, yeah, but I've got groceries coming today and they need to be paid. And they're like, there's nothing we can do. And I was like, well, okay, I guess, sure. So I had to put the groceries onto someone else's card for now. And I was like, can you not unblock my card? And they're like, no, we're sending you a new one. It's like, what? Was it that bad? Was me buying 2 £3 games really that bad? I guess, like, it set off some sort of switch or some sort of...
Yeah.
You know.
I've never had that kind of problem before. Just weird. It's like the only time I've gotten sent a new card is just when my old one got expired. And I still have my old one here. I kind of want to do something funny with it, but I don't know anything to do with it.
It's just weird that they were so confident that my card was compromised. I was like, I don't...
Was it a credit card or a debit card?
It's a debit.
Because I can imagine that with credit cards, because that's sort of a little riskier. So you want to be a bit more trigger happy with it.
Yeah,
the debit card, it's like, man, what the fuck?
So that's why I wasn't able to buy a webcam. It's because my card got skadookied. So if Final Fantasy does end up like releasing in the next few hours, I'm gonna be like, well, I can't exactly do it. I can't exactly buy it. So,
That will be worked out. Don't you worry.
I mean, they said it was gonna take 2 days for the new card to get here, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't think Final Fantasy is gonna release in the next 2 days.
Nah, me neither. It's last I checked was 2 or 3 days ago, and then they still had no ATA at all either. It's just, yeah, still not available. I'm gonna sound.
I am going. That's probably gonna kill them all. Okay, then I will buy the left one. Why not? You got a new card before your last one expired because Clydesdale rebranded to Virgin Money. Oh god, they're dead. Oh, no, never mind.
I'm just glad my bank just sent me a new card on like my ID, where I just have to go to the what are they called? The I don't know what they're called in English. The town hall, I suppose.
Which
or I had to go to the town hall and just be like, hey, can I have a new one? And they're like, yes, give me 50 fucking euros. It'll be Final Fantasy 14, the
14.
MMO one.
Yeah. Because they were getting too many players, and they had to stop the game from being sold.
Basically, you couldn't log in. And even if you have a free player account at the moment, if there's like more than I heard that there was like, if there's more than like 50 people in the queue, all free player accounts just get booted to the end of the queue.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't paid, you're not important.
Very quirky. Very funny. God, there was a few other games. There was a few things I wanted to buy recently, and now I cannot because they think I was compromised. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't just a couple £3 purchases. It was also like I bought Shovel Knight on PC. I bought Legendary Tales to Speedy. You know, so I guess I did spend like 100 in Steam games in like a week. Ish. Well, more like 70.
I bought a pan today.
A pan?
Yeah. I bought a big wok pan to make popcorn in the past because it's quite nice for making popcorn, but that pan fucking sucks. It is so flimsy that if I just grab two ends and push, it moves a lot.
Oh no, that's not good.
Not permanently, it's just that flexible. Which sucks because if anything in it is like, I use it mainly for popcorn, but at one point there was something slightly heavy in it, and it's fucking awful. So and also it didn't have a lid, so anytime I wanted to make popcorn, I had to like use aluminium foil on top of it, which is also shit.
Yeah.
I literally have magnets attached to the handle to stick on the aluminium foil because otherwise it'll just be a fucking mess everywhere. So I bought a new one with a lid.
Hey, we're stopping souls of this game. Why is your game doing that badly? God, no, it's doing too well.
Yeah. And then I've also made some Steam purchases because obviously Steam sales.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same purchase of the pan, I also bought like D&D battle mats.
Yeah.
So my purchase history is also just very dumb, but my bank is just like, yeah, sure. This tracks with what you've done in the past, I suppose.
I've been watching. You were talking about how your pan bends when you push on it. Reminded me that I was watching an episode of Forged in Fire with a few people in VC at some point recently, and this person was making this long ass claymore type sword, and when they were holding onto it and they were like flopping it about, it was actually floppy. It was like a fucking pool noodle. And he was like, "Yeah, this is a good heat treat on the sword." I'm like, "What? No, it isn't. The thing visibly like flexes."
Swords need to flex.
Yeah, but they don't need to flex. Yeah, they don't need to flex that much though.
I mean, swords have a lot of flex, especially if it's like big. It's never shown much because it doesn't look good in movies.
Do you still need 2 buildings? Oh,
no.
You'll need 2 more buildings actually.
I'm gonna go hand in the quest and I'll tell you. It never looks good visually to have the sword be that floppy, but like swords bend like a crazy amount.
I'm gonna predict the future here. You're gonna have to get 2 2-star plus buildings. Anywhere. I'm calling it now. Credit card getting banned. That's what I'm betting. Or getting blocked.
Maybe you're right. Who knows? I'm not gonna give it to you, but I might benefit from those type of buildings.
Oh, by the way, when I said that their sword was super bendy, they then failed because of that. So, because it was actually genuinely too bendy. It was awful. I'm at a 2-star building, by the way.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, like, I know that swords do need to flex. They do need to have some sort of flex to them in order to try and siphon the blow, the energy. But
a claymore, I can imagine, would need a bit less flex than normal, though. That is fair.
But when I say flex, I meant like he would like legit like move it up and down very slightly, and the thing would fucking wobble like flimsily. It would like droop when he was holding it, and I was like, "That is, you genuinely made like the softest sword of all time."
That honestly just sounds like a type of thing where they made a rather short sword big and not actually like considered how the thickness and whatever would change when you're making a claymore.
This is a good heat treatment. Fails, you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that their sword was...
swords.
I think it curved around the test object they were slicing. So, yeah, his heat treat was not good.
With shorter swords, they tend to be flexible enough from what I've seen, where there you can kind of just grab the edge of the at the edge or the tip and the handle and just like curve them around your head if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the type of sword and whatever, of course, because not all swords are equally floppy. I do like watching swords hit something in slow motion and you just kind of see them wave.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
For 2 episodes in a row now, what would it be? A competitor has been ejected from the competition primarily because their sword was dangerous to the user. So,
Classic. I've never watched Fortune of Fire. I
It's
should
fun.
at some point. It seems interesting, but it's always funny on the sword subreddit. There's always people like, "Hey, what type of sword is this?" And 99%
Sound
of
'em.
the time, the comments are, "This is a shitty wall hanger. Do not swing this around. You will fucking hurt yourself if you do."
No, you should have sounded.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm stupid. I have a wall hanger katana thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not floppy. I mean, it's still dangerous because there's a good chance that if I swing it too hard, it'll fly off. Which doesn't mean I've never swung it, and still don't. And it's been solid so far. But if I don't swing that with like perfect edge alignment, it bends at the handle.
Oh, that's not good.
It's just like if I just swing it at nothing and the edge alignment is slightly off, it just permanently bends, and I can bend it back by just tapping the handle, the bottom of the handle. It's that weak at that point. It's not good. It's not safe.
Yeah. The 2 swords that, or the 2, I guess, knives, because they weren't swords. The 2 knives that got ejected from the episodes I was watching were, for some reason, the person decided, like, they were doing a hook at the very end, and they decided to sharpen the inside of the hook. What do you, what? Like,
I mean that happens in fantasy swords.
no, I mean, like, a part that was never going to hit the opponent was sharpened. It was legit only going to bite into your pinky finger when you swung the sword.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
oh,
like
no,
they made a hook that went around their fingers, and
Yeah.
they sharpened the inside of the hook. Like they legit made like a finger cutting device, which is
Yeah, again, like that's very much a fantasy sword thing where like the big fantasy knives you see sometimes in shitty gas stations where it's like, if I hold this, I think I will lose a finger without even moving it about.
Mhm. And the other one was actually shockingly similar, where they did a hook, but instead of sharpening the inside, they did something marginally better, which was just have like a really sharp point at the end of the hook, which, you know, fair enough, would still probably hurt you, because the judges were actually saying that if the knife twisted, it could bite straight into their wrist. So that's understandable.
Well, it's so if your knife twists out of your hand, you don't lose it. It just stays there. It's a feature. Someone gifted me a big knife, which has an eagle on it. But the eagle is pointed towards the spine of the blade, not the edge. Which means that if you swing it forward, the eagle pecks you in the wrist. It's really funny. It's not very comfortable, though. It's really funny.
Man, weapons that are designed to just infuriate the user are funny. Not even like do damage, just
Yeah.
annoy you. Probably not very funny in battle, though, I would imagine.
It's why you don't use them in battle. You just use a slightly sharpened stick. That's all you need.
That's why you use the Roman gladius sword.
It's literally just use a spear, and you will be the sword user 9 out of 10 times.
Also, can I
It's
say
that simple.
the quickest way to kill someone with a rushed forged sword speedrun? I mean, the quickest way to kill someone with a sword and when you're forging it is to like get it to heating level and then just like smack them with it. Do a little bit of branding.
No,
not the
get it
marketable
above
kind.
that. Get it to the point where it's like half molten and just
Oh,
toss it
God.
at them.
Then like smack their face with it and it wraps around and wow.
Yeah. I guess that's like you very quickly go from I'm going to murder someone to I'm going to torture someone.
Yeah,
which
that's I mean, yeah,
isn't good.
that's not like the best speed run. Yeah. It's not my favorite
Damn, it's
category.
effective though.
Yeah, it's not my favorite category. I prefer glitchless.
Summoning salts. Get on this. Get on the murder speedrun videos.
I bought the wrong thing. It's fine. You saw a guy saying when you would run a perfectly good nunchuck and make it perfectly good stick and make nunchucks with it. I mean, nunchucks are funny. They're very funny.
Nunchucks, although not particularly effective as a combat device, are like a good like martial art just training thing. They're like fun to play with and fun to train with. Also, my nunchucks
yeah.
got stolen by the cops, so I don't have any anymore.
It's a weird thing. It's like, oh, by the way, my nunchucks got stolen by the cops.
Fucking cops. They were shitty. They were homemade. They were literally a broom handle cut in pieces. Attached. The pieces were attached to each other with a chain I took from a dog collar.
My God.
They were not like actual nunchucks of any sort of danger. But, you know. It's funny because I made 2 sets and I gave 1 set to my friend. So, like, I don't have mine anymore. My friend still has them. It's annoying.
Oh, 6.
You know what's worse than a
Fine.
nunchuck, though?
What?
A 3-piece staff. It's
Yeah.
garbage.
Okay, yeah.
It's like let's use the disadvantage of a nunchuck and add more of them. It'll be funny.
Eventually, you end up at the point where you have like a braided cane. One
But
of them-
man,
Mm.
yeah. But man, do 3-piece staves look cool in shows though. Like in Jujutsu Kaisen, when they use it, it looks so cool.
They do look really cool, but it's one of those things you never actually want to use IRL.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just kind of gotta be there and be like, yes, I will appreciate this for the looks, and I will never even attempt to use this because I don't want to kill myself. I feel like a 3-piece staff could work if you held one end and just spun in a circle really fast.
I'm pretty sure any single melee weapon works in that fashion.
Also fair.
So I don't think that's a feature exclusive to staffs.
I've heard that, like, there's always the classic thing, you should never spin in a sword fight. Right? Which is good advice. But I've heard that, like, an actual strategy with, like, great sword weapons, like, just the really fuck of big swords, if you're fighting multiple opponents, is just swing really widely. Just make the biggest fucking swings you can and just go crazy with it.
Like big old dead island swings.
Yeah, like, just massive swings and no one will be able to approach you. And anyone who does will get a fucking massive sword in their sides. It'll work. I don't think that strategy accounts for... Actually, I was gonna say, I don't think it accounts for someone just stepping in with a shield, but honestly, that would still hurt like crazy.
Hmm.
Like...
Easy counter gun? We're talking like a medieval environment. I mean, I guess like an arrow or a crossbow then, like... Actually, no armor in that age, though.
I mean, it's very specifically against multiple people and even armor. I mean, it's funny because armor will stop the arrows, yeah, but like against the great sword, you're still gonna be shit out of luck because even if you have armor, like a big sword has enough weight that it'll probably still kind of really hurt.
Mm-hmm. Also, I need 3-star cell bots. Buildings.
I still need 1 2-star building, so fine with me.
Yo, the icon flips every time you every time you open for the building. That's actually kind of weird.
Huh.
Very curious. There was something else I wanted to say and I forgot about it because I went on a different tangent. I've been in here, haven't I? I have not. You know,
Yeah,
movies are
movies
bullshit. Yeah,
Movies are bullshit with swords most of the time. But
which is
like,
fine.
swords look so cool. Like, yeah, I know that like someone wielding 2 swords against a dude with a just a sword and a shield isn't really gonna stack up the best. But it looks cool. So I'll take it.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool most of the time. Well, not most of the time. A lot of the time that they do have it on screen.
Also, yeah, I mean, swords will not go through most armor types, or like any armor types really, unless you start stabbing and you have like a rapier type thing where you will pierce a little bit of armor. But like, you know, it'll still hurt a bit. You'll still be getting smacked by stuff, so that's something. I mean, it's not gonna kill your opponent, but it'll make him real annoyed.
That's why you grab the big old sledgehammer or the mace, and then you just...
Or you just, Mordhau.
Yeah, you half sword. You instead go to
for the
concuss.
murder stroke. No, you
You're
just
gonna
go to
stab-
kill anyway, because enough blunt head trauma will kill. It's not even that much.
If you're gonna stab, go for the loose spots. Blunt objects would be better.
See, and this is why spears are also superior, because... Oh, wow. This opponent has big armor. I already am holding a quarterstaff. It don't even have to, like, spin it around or anything. Just smack him with the side.
Yeah. I do not know where or the cog disparity in this area is yet. I haven't memorized it. Stab the fucker from longer range and yeet it. Okay, cellbots can be in here.
Let me know when you have a building.
I shall. There's a 3-star building there, but it's being done.
It's, as I mentioned earlier, I've been playing Tales of Arise. And there's a part where this unknown swordsman with obviously a katana shows up out of nowhere and starts fighting you. And they do the anime thing where they like go from a jumping attack and the protagonist blocks it. But the enemy just sort of floats on top of the weapon and they have a chat and like say a few lines and like, yeah, it looks pretty cool, but man, is that dumb. Does that just not work at all? Or honestly, just like having swords locked for more than maybe half a second in general is not something you would really ever have happen. Because you want to get out of that situation as fast as possible and just use it to your advantage to get a smacky in.
But they gotta talk. That's the perfect time to talk, because that's when they're the closest and they can't attack each other. And I mean, to be fair, it is actually like a pretty good time to talk in movie situations.
Yes. You know what would be a better time to talk though?
When not in combat?
Ditch the sword, punch him, and then grapple him. Hold him down, fucking toss their sword, and I can have a chat.
This is like the most aggressive chat. How to talk to short people.
I mean, is it really that much more aggressive than during a sword fight?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess we're not rating the how aggressive that is, or how aggressive both are.
Now, I'm not saying in a sword fight you should consistently yeet your sword and try to grapple the opponent, but if your goal is to have a conversation, probably.
You seen that clip of Andrew Garfield running after the paparazzi being like, dude, come back, I just want to talk, I just want to talk. It's kind of
No.
funny. Where
I
he's
have seen a
like,
clip of Andrew Garfield playing basketball in a Spider-Man suit with random kids in a basketball field, and people were like, "Is that actually him? Is that him?" And then at the end, he just tears the mask, and people are like, "Holy shit, it's Andrew Garfield!"
man, Andrew's such a Giga Chad person, though. Because in that same clip where
Yeah.
he's chasing after the paparazzi, like legit like full sprint running after them as they're trying to run away. Because you know, there's a big honking actor running after you. And when the paparazzi does eventually stop and he comes up, he's like, "Hey, my name's Andrew," and they just like have a casual chat. Can you imagine being like run or ran after like that, and then just like, "Hey, how are you?"
Like, "Hey, my name's Andrew." I know. I'm your stalker.
I know, that's why I'm here. Man, I'm having no success finding cell bots. And then there's the Tobey Maguire style of dealing with the paparazzi, which is just to shout and swear at them and then push them all away. He is so mean to paparazzi.
Which is deserved, for the
You're in-
record.
you're in an
because fuck
invasion, dude.
paparazzi.
I know I'm in an invasion, but that doesn't mean the building disparity doesn't change.
Yeah, the buildings themselves still have the thingies.
Yeah, I need
mark.
building specific, not cog, or I need a cog specific building, but I don't need specific cogs in that building. You know. I mostly just go on an invasion so that we can get double EXP.
Yeah, so we can have our gags level at a reasonable rate.
Yeah, I'm looking for a level 3 cellboat building. It doesn't really matter what's inside of it.
I just need 2 story plus.
Could be kittens, could be
Anything.
cogs. Doesn't matter. They're getting pied. And Bipin needs a level 2, but that also coincides with mine. Oh, is that it? Oh, I found one. Okay. I am at 1. Immediate. The baritone barber. I still kind of hope at some point they maybe make so you can move around your look with the mouse.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. Considering it wouldn't really affect the combat all too much because you don't really look around in that anyway.
Yeah. Because I'm using my own Spotify playlist, it feels a bit weird to... Like, currently we're just doing this, we're just walking around and I have Millia theme on. I do have snowballs. Should I throw a snowball?
What does Snowball do? Get balled? I'm balling? Wow.
Let's go. Basically that.
Okay, so it's basically just...
This was a 3-star, we should actually be serious here.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right, actually.
I forgot.
At least I missed, so we got like a free turn. And this person is dead. Please tell me
All
that's
because
it.
of the snowballs?
Mm-hmm. Snowball's saving the day.
Actually OP. At level 3? This is insulting.
Am I taking his low-key jog? Die. Please perish, sir.
Weasel.
Will this actually kill them? Surely.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Stonkied.
Honestly, it must have barely died by like a few points. This game is nice to just have in the background for podcasts, you know? Where you talk about Marvel unnecessarily for an hour.
But hey, we managed to talk about Marvel for an hour. And a fair bit about Spider-Man without actually spoiling No Way Home, which is an achievement.
Let's go.
So now we're gonna spoil No Way Home.
That's just the natural progression. We're not.
That is a joke, yes.
I wonder if the
Or is it?
person. I wonder if the person streaming full episodes of Dragon Ball on Twitch got dookied yet. I mean, I would assume they probably did, but unless it is like it's somehow legal.
It's not legal. I can tell you that much. I know that for sure. But I'm going to scroll back up and find them.
Get it?
That sounds so threatening.
I will find this person and have a look at their Twitch channel.
I am going to give you a view. And there's nothing you can do about it. They are not live ago. They haven't been live since we watched.
Well,
But they
since
are
we
still
saw
alive.
it, we didn't exactly watch.
That's true.
I mean, ain't saying I'm perfect. I've like violated copyright a bit when I've been streaming before, where I played like JoJo music in the middle of my stream, but
Yeah, but there's a difference between that and literally just blasting full episodes of JoJo.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
I mean,
Listen.
since you were talking about JoJo music.
Yeah, there's a difference. I guess just sound them again. Yeah. But you think Japan would be like real eager to get on that? Oh, they're not dead.
That said, I don't think Twitch is very big in Japan, so they may just not know about Twitch.
Man, they're all going for you, which is actually very nice.
Actually pretty pog of these enemies.
Because it means we just get to sit here and farm. Get tickled?
The tickles.
Yeah, let's go. You've been tickled.
Hee hee. I'm still missing 4. You're the worst tickler.
Well, I only had a few seconds. I also do a better job if I planted trees in my home, apparently.
And how about New Year's, eh? It's almost here.
2022, just a week away. Just a week.
And I got I got fucked up like a week or two ago when I saw a video recapping events of 2021 and like the whole funny American people storm the Capitol building thing.
That happened this year?
Was at the very beginning of the video, and I was like, that still feels recent to me. And I realized that, like, holy shit, I can't believe it's been a year since that. That feels so recent for me. So, yeah, this year went by way too fast for me.
I mean, yeah, the years are going to go by quicker and quicker and quicker. That's kind of how it works. That's how it's scientifically proven. They don't literally go faster, but your sample size gets bigger, therefore they feel less impactful.
I think it's also partially because it's just another COVID year.
I suppose.
And the first COVID year also felt super fast compared to the year before. Like an abnormally big increase.
They've felt, both these years have felt naturally faster to me just because of increased sample size for me. Because nothing really changed all too much with COVID for me. I kind of just still did the same thing. Right, where I sit here and I stream and that's it.
It's your pants on the daily.
Yep. I
Living the
stream.
dream.
I wake up, shit the bed, get out of bed. All in that
Get
order.
back in bed, Piss to bed.
Get back. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food out hot to eat the food?
The cold hoots.
Cold hoot? The cold hoot? I can't believe Joe Swanson has his own statue here. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a statue of Joe Swanson standing up. Does that check out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's from before the accident, you know? Or it's from one of those episodes where he gains his legs back or something. Wow, that was the most unfunny joke of all time.
Average Waddicker stream.
Don't hit me. You hit me with the bounce check?
Funny because I can say Waddicker streams unfunny, and it'll mostly be just as much of a dig at me as it is at you, because half of these unfunny jokes are mine. Oh fuck.
It's funny because when being in calls with Mistake, and they start doing the putting Y at the end of everything, the same with it that we do. It's like Biggie Splappy, and just start.
It spreads.
It spreads. Get scrunkied. just talking actual nonsense.
But like, we're not doing it intentionally, or at least I haven't been doing it intentionally for a long time.
I mean, I don't do it intentionally because it's just my natural vocabulary. I just do the vocabulary yari. Trying to put another Y at the end of that.
Like, when we kill people in video games, it's generally like, oh, we donkey them. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Get donkey doodled.
That it's funny because I think it came from Monster Hunter World, and it wasn't even about the kills. It was just about donking him into a wall.
Yeah.
And now it's just get donkeyed. We aren't saying anything.
Monster Hunter is like the cause of all of this, to be honest.
Like the baby tantrum shit for attack.
Yeah.
You know what would be interesting in this regard, actually? Actually transcribing what we're saying. And
Like-
just having it on paper would look so fucking stupid.
Oh god, it actually, yeah, it really would.
Wow, 2-3+ story cog buildings?
Oh!
Yeah, like seeing the script of what we've been saying. Maybe not this stream, because this stream, because we're mostly talking about other stuff than the game, has been a bit more coherent.
Mm-hmm.
But like average Monster Hunter stream, god, that'd be so awful.
Yeah, that would be... Imagine trying to read subtitles for that. Like...
The Monster Hunter streams when we were like a week into our fucking behemoth delirium.
Behemoth delirium. Honestly, the second I said baby tantrum shit fart attack, it all went downhill. That was the incident. That was the accident.
It really was.
God. It was just one of those things I said, like out of a whim.
I think it was purely out of frustration because he was doing a stupid fucking city move.
It was the
slammy.
Yeah, the slam where he was like he would
The one
put
where
his arms up.
He goes on his hind legs and then just flops down.
Like I think they just kept doing that, and I yelled, "So baby tantrum shit fart attack again!"
Yeah.
It's such a good phrase, though. It's actually incredible. It's may as well be Shakespeare.
In 100 years, the Waddicker vocabulary will be the norm. It's like how there was a period where the VOC Discord was just like years ahead of memes for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like that.
The Vortex of Crap Discord being genuinely like 5 years ahead in terms of comedy. I still can't believe that. Where
It's
they were,
so weird.
yeah, like they were, everyone
Because
in there were doing the surrealist humor.
If this was like a big Discord server, I could see it where it's like actually sparked from there, but this is just like no one's in that.
Yeah. I mean, we were like the #1 shitposting label for like maybe a month at most. But then like nothing ever came from that. And I like how the people in chat would have no context for this, by the way. They have literally like no context. They don't know what we're talking about. But some people would. Yeah, just like a shitposting music label that was active like 7 years ago. And the humor in it was basically today's modern humor, where it was like random words or phrases or like surrealist humor or like those
Aaron L. Davidson.
Just Aaron L. Davidson, you know? Like, it's just nonsense, and that's what makes it funny.
It's still... I feel like you can't properly describe this humor without accidentally describing like 2012 Lost or random humor, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot...
I feel like
it's like a dystopian version of it.
People call it like post-ironic humor. And although it feels like very much a non-word, like it doesn't actually describe anything, it also feels like the only way you can actually describe it. There was a period where everything was just saying stuff ironically for the sake of it, and we've gone past it where it's just sort of saying nonsense for the sake of it, for the joke.
Yeah.
But it's not just being random for the sake of it, and that's where it is a distinction in what the content is, but it's really hard to describe.
Yeah, it's random, but it's not unpredictable. It's like it's got a pattern. It's got like an origin.
I suppose it's sort of similar to how our Monster Hunter vocabulary is mostly nonsense, but the words are mostly derived from something we would actually be saying in game.
Like if you
shitify.
Yeah. Like if you actually watch the streams, you would know what we're talking about when we say that the monster's doing baby tantrum shit fart attack, or we're donkey doodling them. You know?
Yeah.
It's not just like, lol, ham and potatoes!
If you were to watch from the beginning, if you were to watch all the streams, probably not recommended, to be fair, but if you were to do that, you could probably see the progression from actual words into the Waddicker vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I think the game, you just got a notification for it. They're apparently doing maintenance right now. Or they're about to. I've been in here.
It wouldn't be a huge deal.
Yeah, because we're almost done.
Yeah.
It's like one more building at most.
You can fucking find one.
I'm trying to look for a three-story cell ball building. It's not happening. I think I've been in here, haven't I? Nope. Well, probably. Yeah, it's still baffling how Vortex of Crap was, like, several years ahead. There's one niche circle of friends was just already doing post-ironic humor before it was even considered.
Is this quest bugged?
What?
I'm not reading the quest text, so I don't know, but it's constant like, oh, get a fucking Cellbot HQ memo from a Cellbot in Cellbot HQ. And I get one and I bring it back and I just have to do it again. Like, are they fucking with me?
I don't think so. I mean, I think I've done that. No, I think I've had to do that before as well, where they made you go back again and again and again. I think I know what you mean.
Like literal dog poopy tiered video game design, TBH.
The Little dog poopy video game design.
I suppose that is an example of it not being random, but also kind of just being randomly nonsense. Or like non-random nonsense. That's the better way to describe it.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's just idiotic. That's what it really comes down to.
Vile humor.
Lacking the brain cellies.
I love how people have started, or they've started doing like these extremist memes.
I threw a pie, missed, got disconnected.
Damn, the game really didn't want you to.
I think I hit the servers.
We can talk about extremist memes another time then, I guess. That's a. I don't mean extremist in like.
No, you should not end on that.
I don't mean extremist as in like political. I mean like dark memes. You know, it's like the funny like you're a marine biologist, but you're working in the fucking what's it called? Depths of hell or something. I don't know. Just the like random, super exaggerated, like dark memes. We were going into an era of that, and people immediately were like, "Screw you, we're not going into that." People are immediately like, "No, this is not funny."
This would have been funny in 2010.
I mean, it was
the
funny for
humor
like
was-
a month or two, having these like really dark memes. Like one of the ones I remember is the like the troll face one where, you know, blood sits on top of oil. That one.
Yeah, like troll physics,
Yeah.
but extreme. I think a lot of memes that are currently becoming things. Weird sentence like that one, but a lot of memes that are currently popping up, and I'm not talking all of them, but like a fair few, are like actual like political extremists or just idiots saying stuff, and
Yeah.
other people just using it and twisting it into a meme to make fun of them.
Yeah.
And then the meme becomes so widespread that the original message just can't be taken seriously anymore, which is really funny.
Yeah, that's basically just. Yeah, that's basically just how memes go in general nowadays, anyway.
It's like, oh, you said something stupid. I'm going to destroy your message by just making it a shitpost.
All right.
Which makes it hard to spot the actual idiots sometimes, because I'm like, I cannot tell if this is someone making fun of someone or actually being an idiot. But yeah.
We shall be done for now. I'll see you later. Alright, and we shall end the stream here as well. We'll play more Toontown later. And we'll be playing more Ready or Not later as well, as most likely. Just taking a small break from it to not completely burn out on it. Alright, well, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.